In this tutorial, I will demonstrate a Python script using the Paho MQTT Python client library, which connects to the Things Stack MQTT Server and receives uplink messages from my end node. And also in this tutorial, I will demonstrate another Python script using the same Paho MQTT Python client library, which again connects to the Things Stack MQTT Server, but now it sends downlink messages to my end node. This presentation can be found at this location. All my LoRaWAN tutorials and presentations can be found at this location. This Python script, which you can find at this location, receives uplink messages from my end node via the Things Stack MQTT Server by using the Paho MQTT Python client library. This Python script is tested using Python version 3.7. Required library is Paho MQTT version 1.5.1. The received uplink messages are humidity and temperature data from the DHT11 sensor, and if a button is pressed. This is the receive uplink messages Python script. If you scroll down, this Python script requires a username, password, public TLS address, public TLS address port, and a device ID. This information can be found in the Things Stack Community Edition. Go to Applications. This is my application. This is the application I demonstrated in tutorial 57. I select this application. Select Integrations and select MQTT. So here is the username. Copy this and paste it in the Python script. The password, press this button. It looks like this. Copy it and paste it in the Python script. I'm located in the Netherlands, so this is my public TLS address, and this is the public TLS address port. And the device ID, where can I find this? Select End Devices, and this is my device ID. Copy this and paste it in the Python script. I'm using the PyCharm Community Edition IDE. As you can see, I'm using Python version 3.7. And I have installed Paho MQTT version 1.5.1. This is the receive uplink messages Python script. And here you can find my username, password, public TLS address, public TLS address port, and device ID. Before we start, let's set the debug flag to true. The end node is running. Now let's start the receive uplink messages script. And as you can see, it receives data and it stores data in this text file. Again, it receives data, and again, it saves the data in the same text file. Let's press the button. And as you can see, it receives the button press. Again, it again receives the button press. Let's stop the script. The script is stopped. This output file is generated. You can see the humidity and temperature data and the two buttons pressed. This Python script at this location sends downlink messages to my end node via the Things Stack MQTT Server by using the Paho MQTT Python client library. This Python script is tested using Python version 3.7, and the required library is Paho MQTT version 1.5.1. The downlink message which is sent to my end node is a JSON object which looks like this. This payload is hex value 00, which is converted to base 64. By sending different hex values at F port 3, two LEDs, yellow and green, can be switched on or off. The Python script converts the hex value to its corresponding base 64 representation. This is the send downlink messages Python script. It requires a username, password, public TLS address port, and the device ID. You can use the same values as in the receive uplink messages Python script. This is the send downlink messages Python script. I'm using the same username, password, public TLS address port, and device ID as in receive uplink messages Python script. If you scroll down, by setting these values 00, 01, 02, or 03, I can switch on or off these two LEDs. Let's set the hexadecimal payload to 01, which means the yellow LED will be on, but the green LED will be off. Let's run the script. And as you can see, this JSON object is sent. We have to wait. As you can see, the yellow LED is on. Let's switch both LEDs on, set it to 03, and let's run the script again. And as you can see, both LEDs are now on. Now let's switch all LEDs off, set the value to 00, and run the script again. And as you can see, both LEDs are now off. This end node is used in both demos, which is the same as the one used in tutorial 57. The Python scripts used in this tutorial originates from this GitHub page. Please note, I made several modifications. Information about how to work with integrations in the Things Stack, see this webpage. For example, on this page you can find how to connect to an MQTT client and subscribe to uplinks or publish downlinks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. If you have questions, leave your comments below. I'll do my best to answer them.